The lighting in here completely sucks. And I am out of breath because I've been running all over the place. Plus, to be honest with you, my adrenaline spike is through the roof. And I'm like ready to hyperventilate. I know people think I like drama and confrontation. I actually don't. I break out in hives. I don't like it, particularly when I'm not mentally prepared. Like when you know you're going into something, you prepare. But when something strikes you out of the blue, I can't believe what just happened. I mean, have you ever like left a situation and say, that happened? I can't believe this just happened. So, there's a credentials committee meeting tonight. They're supposed to reconsider and screw around with Massachusetts again. This video definitely will not be monetized because I can't tell the story without profanities. And for once, the profanities don't originate with me. So I go to the credentials committee meeting, which is supposed to be in room Redwood 1. I get to room Redwood 1 and it's not there. So I asked Jim Turney, who's a total sweetheart, to find out where it's at. He texts the chair of the credentials committee, Ms. Hogarth, and finds out where it's at. He says it's in room 1569. It got moved without notice to party members. And that's the Radical Caucus suite. And I was like, interesting, that's very inappropriate. You can't have official credentials in a caucus suite. I'm a member of the Radical Caucus. I don't have anything against the Radical Caucus. I'm perfectly comfortable in the Radical Caucus suite. But they set up a whole classroom down on the second floor on neutral territory for the credentials committee meeting with plenty of room for party members. And you want to know what else the chair wrote? It's room 1569 if party members want to attend and just get in our way. Really? Party members going to a meeting of an official committee is getting in your way? Okay. All right. I said to Jim, well, I'm marching my little ass upstairs and I'm getting in someone's way. Like I just meant that sarcastically, but how dare you? The credentials committee chair, Tyler, Ms. Hogarth. So we find the room, we get in. I see where the credentials committee is seated. There's not much seating in there. So I sit on the floor, like left all the seating for the committee. And I asked, will there be public comment? And she got all annoyed. No, I don't think so. So I looked at one of the credential committee members and I said, I ask that you please, once the meeting is called to order, move to allow public comment. And she got all exasperated, but whatever. I go, well, seeing how the meeting is not yet called to order, I'll just offer my comment now. It is utterly inappropriate for this meeting to be held in a caucus suite. I'm comfortable here, but party business should not be affiliated with a caucus in their suite. If we now are going to start having meetings in caucus suites, why don't we move it down to the Mises caucus suite? I was, of course, being facetious to prove a point. Susan lost her absolute shit, and there were witnesses. You don't have to take my word for it. I didn't think I needed a body cam to go to these meetings. She loses her complete shit at me and screams at me, get the fuck out of this meeting. I was like, excuse me? I'm a party member. I have every right to be here. She then goes to the door, opens the door, and points and says, you get the fuck out of here. I don't even know what to say. No, I didn't leave, Tyler. I said, Ms. Hogarth, I am a party member. I have every single right to be here. And then I looked over at the credentials committee members that were there. And I said, I ask one of you, once this meeting is called to order, that you move to remove Ms. Hogarth for chairing the meeting. And I made it clear for that meeting only, because she just had been very abusive to party members and trampled on their rights. Then she goes, well, if you're going to be here, basically, this now is a paraphrase. The get the fuck out of here is an exact quote. She goes, well, then we're just going to move it to all online, because she'd do that just to keep me from being there. I was like, well, I'm staying here. So then she goes, well, we're going to reconvene in 10 minutes and it will all be online, and whatever, that's fine. And then another credentials committee member expressed concern that she was traveling and she wanted to be there for any motions. Then they moved not to have any motions, which is just weird. I mean, it's completely legal to do that. She never called the meeting to order, by the way, but procedural nitpicking, telling party members to get the fuck out, I guess, is procedural nitpicking. And I've been around some abusive people in this party. Never. This is an LNC member. Never. And she removed me, remember, from the LNC. Yet she's behaving like that. As far as I'm concerned, I only asked for her to be removed from chairing that session. She should be removed as credentials committee chair. I've never seen anything like it. Even in Pennsylvania, where the chair threatened to throw me out of the hall, he at least did so politely. Well, not necessarily politely. He didn't cuss at me. He didn't go to the door and open it and point out the hallway and said, get the fuck out of here. Unreal. I can't believe I kept my cool. Actually, I know, as I said in the beginning, you guys think I like confrontation. I don't. I'm surprised I didn't start crying, because that's normally what I do. But I'm still like hyperventilating over it, because I just can't believe that happened. So once they moved not to have any motions, I said, Chair Hogarth, that's the only reason I was here. I wanted to hear official business of this committee. If you're saying there's going to be no official business tonight, I will now leave. Thank you, Chair Hogarth. And I left. If they have motions after they said there's going to be no motions, there is going to be hell to pay. There already should be a motion to censure her from the floor. This is unreal. Absolutely unreal. She does not understand how to chair. And if she, for some reason, in her deluded mind, thinks I was being disruptive, the right thing to do is for her to call the meeting to order and move to the committee to ask somebody in the committee to make a motion to have Ms. Harlos removed from the meeting. You're allowed to do that. The chair cannot unilaterally do that. And you never cuss. Ms. Decorum, did you actually cuss? The hypocrisy. That woman owes me a public apology in front of the whole convention. That was unbelievable. I was not rude to her. I said things she didn't like. I said them very strongly. I did not cuss. I don't cuss in meetings. You guys, rarely. Sometimes LPCO, I have dropped a couple F-bombs at LPCO meetings, but we're much more casual. I dare you to find an LNC meeting where I cussed. Never. I dare you to find a platform committee meeting where I cussed. I don't. When you see me at meetings, when I'm on the committees, even on Zoom, you'll notice my ass is professional and in a suit. It's unreal. Absolutely unreal. And she owes me a public apology. And if she had any self-respect, she would resign as Credentials Committee chair. That is conduct completely unworthy. And it's just like the last meeting where she called a motion out of order. You want to know what the reason for calling the motion out of order? She didn't think the motion was a good idea. Sorry, that's not grounds to call it out of order. Like, I don't think she knows what a chair is. A chair is a facilitator. Do you know how many motions the platform committee has made that I might not think is a good idea? My job is to help the committee do what they want to do, even if I think it's dumb. I could give them advice. Justin will tell you, Justin's in my chat. I never cussed at LNC meetings. On my own social media page, sure I did. But never. I don't think I've ever cussed on the LNC list. John Phillips certainly has. The double standard. And by the way, I don't know if I said this in the last stream about Lucchini. He responded to my email and abused me. He sent me an abusive email from his official LP email address and lied again. But never, ever would I ever dream of doing what Susan just did. And if I lost my cool as committee chair, which we're human, we all can do, and I did that, I would resign on the spot. Obviously, I got something going on in my head that I can't chair. She owes me a public apology. Unreal. And if they do motions after she said they wouldn't, there needs to be hell to pay. I feel like I can't even believe that happened. Unreal. For those of you who are on the Credentials Committee and are just trying to do a professional good job, I'm really sorry for you. I'm really sorry for you. Cussing doesn't offend me, free men die free, but when you're in the chair and you're trying to intimidate a member and throw them out of a meeting when they've done nothing wrong, and you are already abusing the rules by having it in a caucus suite, yeah, that bothers me. If we were just walking by in the hall and Susan said to me, "Go fuck yourself, you pink-haired bitch," I wouldn't care. Unreal. This video definitely is not going to be monetized, but the F-bomb started with her seated in the chair position. She needs to resign as Credentials Committee chair. Unreal. And with me were two new party members. This is their first convention. This is the first official meeting they'd been at a convention, and that's what they got to see. But I'm the enemy of the Libertarian Party. If you didn't know, she didn't say enemy. She said, I'm not a friend to the Libertarian Party. I'm more of a friend in my pinky than you've been lately, Susan, but I won't say ever, because you've been an activist for decades. You've been an activist before I even knew what the Libertarian Party was. I would never disparage your whole body of work, but I will disparage what you did tonight. That was wrong. You should resign, and you should offer me a public apology. Unreal. All right. I got to go to another meeting, but this is a friendly meeting. I'm sure I won't be told to get the fuck out of here. But now I'm going to go get